Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. And today we'll talk about Whiteboard.fi. I'm here with Jamie Heeman, and Valerie was unable to join us for this recording, but we're all very excited that you are watching this and can't wait to share it with you.
Okay, so Whiteboard.fi or .fi is a really fantastic tool that you guys can use whether you're in the classroom or even with your students who you're working with online. It gives every student a digital whiteboard, which is great because it allows every student in the classroom to have a voice. I know right now people are hesitant to use whiteboards in the classroom. So if you're not comfortable sharing the whiteboards and markers with students in the class, you can do it digitally through whiteboard.fi. One of the features, teachers can see all the whiteboards as students are working, but students can only see their own and the teachers. So that cuts down on some issues if students decide to draw inappropriate things on their boards, or if they don't want to respond because they might be embarrassed because they don't know the answer. It's nice because the teacher can see it. You can share whiteboards out, and Jen's going to walk you through some of those features when we get to that portion. But it's also a great instant formative assessment tool. It's just like using whiteboards or response cards in the classroom. You can ask them questions and they can respond right away. You can use images, they could draw different things, and you're able to see if students are really getting it as you're going through your lessons. So it's a really great way to gather data from students throughout your lessons. So this is a little video from Whiteboard.fi just to walk you through some of the features that we talked about and show you how it works. Okay, so that walked you through some of the features. We'll talk about a couple of extra features that are available. One of the great things, it works on any device, so students can get onto it using their phones. One thing that we have found, it is best to use Chrome. And so when your students are logging in, encourage them to go through Chrome. When we've used it before, Internet Explorer tends to have some lagging issues. Students can see your whiteboard, but not each other's. You can show individual whiteboards to the class. You can screen share to show it through Zoom. There's an option so that you can hide students' names. So if you're sharing out student whiteboards as examples, or you want students to add to them or notate or anything like that, the student's name doesn't have to be on there. It's a live lesson, so the board will close after 120 minutes of idle time. You can push your whiteboard to students to give them a background image. So Jen will show you some really cool examples with that. But you can put in images for students to label. You can write a question on there. You could put your instruction on there so that when you push it out to them, they have the directions or the instructions right there. And there is the opportunity for saving. Students can save their drawings. Or you can save an individual board or all the boards for future use if you need to. Some of the great things, it's instant access. There's no registration or login needed. Like I said, it works on any device. Everything is deleted after the room is closed, so you don't have to worry about any privacy issues. You have full control of who enters your room by using the waiting lobby, just similar to Zoom. And you can also lock your room after the class has started, so you can prevent other people from joining. There's versatile tools, like I said, images, backgrounds, shapes, text. Students can type, they can draw. There's all sorts of different tools that students can use. If you were doing equations and things, there are math symbols or expressions, and you can easily save all your student whiteboard images as a PDF that can be saved to your computer. One of the best things about it, it's free. Free is for me. I know all teachers, we appreciate any tools or resources that we can utilize that are free. There is a paid version as well, but there's tons of the features within the free, so you should be good using the free version. No installation is required. You don't have to download anything. You basically there is no login. You go to Whiteboard.fi, you create a class, and then you share the link with your students and they're able to join right there. And Jen will show you how to do that as well.
All right, so we're going to go to Whiteboard.fi. And again, there's no logins. So we're just going to click on new class, and you can name it whatever you want. So I'm going to name this one First Kim. I'm going to go ahead and enable my waiting room just so I can make sure that students are actually using their name so I can give them credit for what they're doing. And I'm going to create a new class. So this gives me my URL. So I'm just going to copy this to the clipboard. Students can also go by just typing in this room code to the join class. So I'm going to go and send that into my chat. And all students need to do then is click on it and it will take them directly into your room. So at this point, I'm waiting for my students to log in. And it'll show me as they log in, so I know kind of who's in, who's not. Right. So I can see here that I have 2 in my lobby. So I'm going to go ahead and accept my 2 students. And toggle my whiteboard will allow you to see your whiteboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ask my students to label an image. So I'm going to click on my insert image. And then I'm going to have them label the phase change diagram. So I'm going to push this out to my students. So now it's the background for all of my students as well. So at this point, I'm going to ask the students to indicate on here where melting is occurring and label that with an M. So my student whiteboards are down here. I'm going to push that out again. It looks like it didn't go to one of my students. So I can see here where Jamie indicated the melting was occurring. So I'm waiting for JC to put theirs in. So we have melting here. So both of my students are incorrect and they have the same misconception. So at that point, I know that there's a problem and I might want to reteach this. So I'm going to remind my students that melting does happen during a phase change. So that is during a flat part, but you're going to have melting and you're going to have vaporization, and think about which one occurs at a lower temperature. So I can have them just indicate on the same board, or I can actually go in and clear student whiteboards and have them go back in and do it again. So that's up to you how you'd want to handle that. Another option is to actually type things. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my background. And I'm going to have my students tell me what compound forms when lithium and bromine get together. So I'm going to push that out so they can see which 2 they're working with. if the phone closes while you're working on it, it does disappear. So that's why that one's not working. I was trying to do it from my phone and this at the same time. Not that great at multitasking, evidently. But so I'm waiting for Jamie right now to name her compound. So she has Li and Br on her page as well. So she has lithium bromide, right? So she's correct. So I know that we can move on. If everyone's correct, I know we move on. And if she's not, then I can go through and find out exactly where the problem is. I can add more to this and continue to push it out. I can clear the screen. I have lots of options. Another great option is that I can actually put a graphing background on, which can be really useful. We know our students struggle with graphs, so that gives them an option to actually graph on their own whiteboard. So I could ask them, draw a phase change diagram for water, and give them a chance to draw that. So when I'm looking at her diagram, I obviously see a misconception because she shows that it goes up and then the temperature drops down again before it goes up. So I would be able to address that with her directly. Or if I see maybe a lot of people have the same misconception, I could actually share this out and copy the teacher whiteboard. And then have all my students look at it and say, okay, guys, where's the problem with this? What should it look like right here? So I want everyone to, underneath it, draw a corrected version of this. So I'm going to push this out to everybody. Again, they don't know who did this because I'm not sharing the details. And now she's circled where the problem is. She's realized the problem. And we can go back through and discuss why that's the issue. Another option, if you want to continue to share screen, is that you can actually hide student names so that you can show students everybody's boards and they have no idea whose board is whose, which really helps for that anonymous. If I'm not going to share the whiteboard, I'd probably leave those up so I know personally whose board is whose. And then let's say you're done and it's in the class, but you want to save these so that you can maybe get with some of these students and show them what they did and discuss those misconceptions. I can save all my whiteboards as a PDF. I can do this multiple times throughout. And then I have copies of all those that I can work with the students one-on-one to show them what they did and see the growth on the students. So there's tons of tools available. You can use text, pictures, you can draw, lots of options, anything you can really do on a whiteboard, and even things you can't do on a whiteboard in class, like using a picture as a background. So there's a lot of options. This is something you're interested in and would like some extra help, please reach out to one of the coaches. Jamie, Valerie, and I would be more than happy to help you plan a lesson using this, or to go in and actually watch your class and give you pointers on how it's working and how we can help support you to make it better and better. So we're going to go over our next couple Wisdom Wednesdays real quick with everyone. So
please come back and join us. December 2nd, we're going to be going over wiser.me, which is a really awesome self-grading interactive worksheet tool. On December 9th, we're going to talk about Ed Puzzle, which is videos with embedded questions. And on December 16th, we're going to talk about creating virtual card sorts and manipulatives for your students. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We would love to see how you're utilizing these tools. So please contact us if you need any help, or just to show us how you're using it.
Also, feel free to contact us if you have any other ideas. We're talking about January. If there's a resource you think is really great and you would think we should share it for everyone, or even if you would like to join us and you would like to share out that resource, that would be great as well. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye.